Welcome to the We Keep It Dirty Dirty podcast here live, where we'll talk about anything and everything I find interesting. And today, we are in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm down here with my family. We had Thanksgiving dinner yesterday, so it's been a good time. But today, I'm interviewing my cousin, Sade Berry. Day, how are you?
I'm good this morning. How you, Jay?
I'm good, just trying to get another episode out. We're cranking them out one by one.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, this is the first mobile one, so this is an experiment. We're going to see how it goes. It's probably going to run smoothly just like the rest of them, nothing to it. Well, Day, I know you've listened to the podcast in the past, so you kind of know how it goes. You know, I'll ask you a series of questions, and you just give me your honest answer and keep it dirty. Just be as real as you want to be.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. So, my first question, who is Sade Berry?
That's a good one. Who is Sade? The family calls me Sade. Here in Raleigh, everybody knows me as Day. But Sade is family-oriented, sneakerhead, pumpkin lover, anything that has to do with family, I'm for it. But I would say overall a happy, loving person who is always going to be down for the cause for my people and my family.
Absolutely. I mean, that should be everybody.
Absolutely.
You know, at a core, you should all, family is important, you know, at the core. And everybody should, if you don't have a family, it's important you find one, and you got to love your people because that's all you got. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
They who make you the people that you become from little to older.
Little to old, I'm telling you, because I wouldn't be me without y'all.
Absolutely.
And that's for real. Well, okay, with that being said, so that's who Sade is. Are you happy in your life right now?
God. I would say yes. I feel like that's a loaded question. There are days when it's like you feel like you don't know what's going on and you want to give up. And then there are some days that you know you're definitely blessed for what you have because you see what other people are going through. Mm-hmm. And you realize what you're going through really isn't that big of a deal. But overall, happy, yes. I'm doing good with work. I feel like I'm doing good to be able to provide for me and my family. There's not too many days where I'm down on myself. So I would say overall, yes, I think I'm in a good place in life.
Yeah, that's important. And you hit the nail on the head. There's some days I be walking around, I'm like, damn, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with life. I don't know where it's all going. But you know, it's like I know I'm going somewhere.
Absolutely. It all makes for it when you have those good days and you look back and you think about what you have going on or what you've done. You're like, you know, that bad day really just made this good day even better.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it any better. That's exactly how I feel about it. Yes. Now, and this is something I actually just learned last night, guys. Listen, known Sade my whole life and never knew this. You said, so I don't know, was it your first job when you moved down here? Or I don't know if it was, but you said you were a flight attendant for 2 years.
Yes. Okay. So this is how this happened.
All right.
I was graduated from high school and went to community college for a little bit. During that time, I had no idea what I wanted to do in life. Like, you know, you was growing up, you was like, oh, I want to be a teacher. Oh, I want to be a lawyer. And at this point in time, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So at Western Piedmont Community College, I was checking emails and going through stuff online and had got a notification about, oh, go to school to be a flight attendant. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
So off a whim, like, told the family, told my mom and my granny, like, I think I'm going to apply to do this. And they like, yeah, right. And I'm like, no, for real, because you can get financial aid for it. Like, it was legit. Yeah. So applied, got accepted. And then the whole thing was I was going to have to move to Vancouver, Washington. For training for school. So I went to did a certification program for I think 8 months out in Vancouver, Washington. The certification was to do anything in the travel industry. But what I chose to do was be a flight attendant. And for about a good 2 years from Phoenix, Arizona, Virginia, and Charlotte, those are the 3 places I lived. I was a flight attendant for 2 years.
That's crazy. I mean, I've never known this. That's a wild story. Yeah, so I know doing that job, you get to see all types of characters.
What? Yeah.
Do you have any story or any person that just stood out that you still remember?
Oh, God. There was some crazy people. I remember one time turbulence started on the plane. And so, like, the captain, they come on to you to sit down, put your seatbelt back on, but people were still back and forth going to the bathroom. So they was like, we're going to hit it really hard, so you got to sit down. So I'm trying to get everybody to go sit down, and it started. So I just had to immediately sit in the floor myself because, you can fly up, hit your head, break something, anything. So I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? So I just sat down where I was at, and I never forget, it was an older white man, and he, like, held on to me like I was a child and was like, I'm not going to let you go nowhere. And then we rode through that turbulence together, me sitting on the floor. And, like, after that, like, he would fly every so often for work. So every so often I would see him and he'd speak and stuff like that. So that was a good memory. I've had some crazy people on there. Now, this was all before COVID. So, you see all these crazy stories after COVID of how people show out on planes. I ain't never experienced no shit like that.
Yeah,
but, like, I've had people get sick and, throw up or, little stuff like that. But it was definitely crazy times. Because it's like a completely different atmosphere being up in the air. There's nothing you can do when you're up there.
Yeah, it's you and God.
Yeah, that's it.
In that plane, that's about it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's something that, I'll be honest with you, though. I'd rather be in the air than on that boat.
On the boat, really?
I can't do, but I got an existential fear of being lost at sea. That's just horrible. I do not want to die in the middle of the ocean.
No, that'd
like,
probably be the worst.
This is just horrible. Like, I can't go anywhere. I can't drink the water. I'm dehydrated. This is not the way to go.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I haven't did a cruise yet. I want to.
Yeah.
But I definitely pick flying over anything any day.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all right. And that's great. Like I said, guys, I never knew this. So this is new information we're just getting. So I had to include that in the podcast. Now, so you said you worked as a flight attendant for 2 years, and did you immediately transition into what you do now, or did you kind of segue, kind of just
No,
bounce through it and figure it out?
After I did that, it was a good job, but it is a job for people that, if you have family and stuff like that, it's hard. You're away all the time. And when you start out, you don't have no seniority, so you always having to take the flights that's during the holidays. And so I was missing out on so much stuff. And then it just become like to a point where, like, I just want to do something where I'm home. So, no, I went back to customer service. I worked assistant manager in a couple clothing stores. I actually moved to Raleigh for an Apple store representative online. We answered the phones for people calling into the Apple store to place their orders online and stuff like that. So that's the job I moved to Raleigh with. And as I was doing that, I had a friend who worked for a clothing store, transitioned back into being a manager of a clothing store, and retail hours are trash.
Yeah, they're
terrible. So then come across the bank job and started out, left retail, went to part-time at a bank, and that's where I've been for 11 years.
Yeah, wow. And that's a great segue, because that's exactly what we're going to get into next. So you work currently for Wells Fargo, correct?
Yes, Wells Fargo.
So explain to the people some of the struggles. Because you started from the ground level.
Yes.
Like, I think, what was it?
Part-time teller.
Part-time teller.
Yep.
All the way, and you worked up to where you're the manager of your own bank, correct?
Branch manager.
Branch manager of your own bank. What are some of the struggles you have to deal with? And I know you've dealt with it. I see you sometime. You'll be like, Lord, help me out, get through this job for the day. So I know you be going through it sometimes.
So dealing with people's money is different, because you have the people who think they know everything, so they want to come in and tell you how to do your job.
Yeah.
And then you have the people who don't know anything. And then now the hot topic is everybody getting scammed. So it's just something you got to navigate. When I started as a part-time teller, I never really thought that it was going to be like a forever job. It was just a job to segue out of customer service and retail hours, just so I can have better benefits, better pay. That was the real reason for doing it. But as I starting out and seeing people who looked like me was moving up in the company and making good money and in these high level positions, and I was like, okay, because most time you see bank jobs, you see the old white people, or So with Wells Fargo, they're really inclusive. It don't require, once you get the in training experience, you can move on up to where you want to in the company.
Yeah.
So like it's been a struggle. I've been through times where at one point I was going to go back to being a flight attendant, because I felt like I was stuck in my career. So I had done interviewed, got a job as a flight attendant, and was about to be gone. about 4 years in, and then my manager at the time, he was like, "No, we're gonna create a manager position for you because I can't let you go. Like,
Yeah. You
we
too
ain't gonna
good.
do
You
this."
work too
Yeah.
hard. Right? Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's when I kind of was like, "Okay, I got a little bit of value. I got a little pull in here." Like, and at
Yeah.
that point, I was like, "Yeah, this can be something." I never really thought it was gonna be forever, but 11 years in, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Ain't no
I
point.
say
The
11 years in-
benefits good, PTO time's good, so.
That's all right, and that's one thing. And see, that's something that I feel like with a lot of jobs, there's if until you see, because like you're doing that something every day, it's you understand. Okay, I have to go to work. I have to pay bills. I have to do all that. But you want to feel like you valued at the job you do. You don't want to just feel like I'm just
Absolutely.
working a job for them and I'm not getting nothing's. I'm not getting anything out of it other than just surviving. So that like you said, that dude creating that whoever you was the boss at the time creating that position for you. Sometimes you need that.
Absolutely.
You need that. It gives you that motivation. And like you say, that was 4 years in. So now you did that for another 7 years since then.
Yeah.
And now you branch manager and hell, you go up from there.
Yeah, that's the plan. Right now, I'm in the retail place. I've been in the branch this entire time. But I feel like now the segue I want to move to is getting out of the branch and doing stuff behind the scenes. Because ain't too much more I can do in the branch. I can move to a bigger branch size with different type of, bankers to manage and stuff like that. But I really think I'm ready to go to behind the scenes and see how all that works now.
So you think corporate?
Yeah, thinking corporate. We got a corporate center here in Raleigh, but it's so small. The jobs are like few and in between, so it's hard to find one. So the option may have to be coming back to Charlotte. Just because the corporate center is everywhere, and there's so many jobs out there that I look at the job postings all the time.
There's
I can
thousands.
jump on a job
I mean,
immediately.
there's hundreds of jobs. Because I don't know if it's the banking center of America, but I know it's one of it might be the biggest banking city in America.
I think
But,
so.
I mean, I pick up and I drive for a living. For those who don't know, this is what I do this as a passion project. Hopefully, the one day I don't have to drive every day. So y'all go ahead and y'all send in some gifts, send in some money. Trust me, it'll help us out. I can put more into the channel, but that's beside the point. I do this as a part time, and then I do my driving full time. I pick up at least 4 to 5 people working in a banking career every day.
Yeah.
Like just throughout the city. That's what they do, I mean, it's so plentiful in that area. It's definitely a good area, but Charlotte is it's a little different from Raleigh.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah.
I lived in Charlotte when I was probably in my early 20s for a couple of years.
Yeah.
When I had, just quit the flight attendant thing, I was living in Charlotte. And, I mean, the Charlotte then and the Charlotte now is completely different.
It's all the same now.
So
Man.
it's never been a place I was like, oh, I want to go back to Charlotte. But, the money's right. And I'm not going to be opposed to going back, because I'm limited here in Raleigh with the job.
Yeah. I will say this, though. It's the one thing, it's just, you have to, especially with me being there, it's one of them cities like Raleigh. It's like, there's plenty of stuff to do, but it's not as like the life, like the nightlife, the life just in general. It's a lot more in Charlotte. So you got to be real disciplined out there. Otherwise, you kind of get swept up in it, which has happened to me. But,
Yeah.
it happens to all of us at some point. But you create your own schedule. And, I mean, there's plenty of, like, neighborhoods around there. Definitely where I was like, I feel like, I was, like, the other day I was just driving through this neighborhood a little bit past Ballantyne, which is probably like 30 minutes outside the city. And I was like, Dad probably like living here. I was like, she'd probably like, because I know you said something about it one time, and I was like, she'd probably like to live here. It's a nice neighborhood. I mean, it's just like, you got to find those little pockets. Cause
You got to find your place.
It's a series of pockets. That's all it is.
Absolutely. Because I don't want to live in the city, like dead in the city. I don't want that.
That
I don't
is
want
rough.
none of that. But, somewhere in the outskirts is definitely where I'm thinking about. Because, like I said, I've been, looking at the corporate center here, and just nothing is really coming up. And when I look in Charlotte, like, the money's there, the positions are there. So I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to have to be the next option.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, hey, listen, if you do, you're welcome.
Absolutely.
Come on to the city. I'm there. Well, that's a great, and this is just working out. It's flowing so smoothly, because the next question I'm going to ask you is, where do you see your life headed in the next 10 years?
Oh, 10 years. Let's say, job-wise, we're going to still say with Wells Fargo, because at this point, there's no need to leave unless, you hit the lottery or something big like that. I would say 10 years. I'd be 47? Damn. I would hope to be at a place where life is just easy and flowing, and the money's coming in, the relationship is good, the family's taken care of. I definitely see myself maybe I have the aspirations of doing my own business thing. Like, I've been getting a little bit into selling sneakers, and a few people have come to me like lately, asking like me to enter raffles for them, and they pay me to enter raffles, and so I'm thinking to segue something into the sneaker industry at some point in the next few years. I just don't know what, but you know, 10 years, I would hope to be just chilling, and I'm sure the world's going to be completely different in 10 years. But
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
to be at a place where life is good, easy flowing, family's good, house, car, you know, all the good things that you think about when you get older.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about that question. I think about that like all the time because I'm like, I'm 25. I turned 26 and hell, not even 2 months now, like a month and a half. So
Yeah.
I'm about to be 26, and you know, when you're 20s, you say you're supposed to experiment and find out what you like to do.
Yeah.
They say that's where I'm currently at. I'm like, I'm trying different stuff. Of course, this has always been something I've always been good at. So I was like, why would I not start the channel and try to get this, popping? And if it goes, it goes.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
I'm like, where do I see myself at in the next, at least say 5 years? And then after that, next 5 after that. So like 10 in total. And that's why I try to stay on that track to where I'm like, okay, if I want to do something, say in entertainment, which is what I do, that's where I want to end up at. I'm like,
Okay.
how do we track that out? So yeah, that's something I feel like everybody should be doing. What I want to be in the next 10 years? You know, it don't have to be like career wise. It could just be like, where do I want to be with my family in 10 years? Or where do I
Yeah.
just see life going in 10 years? You know.
What do you want to experience,
What do
like
you wanna experience?
vacations, you know, stuff like that, not just, you know, strictly work related.
Exactly, because there's so much more to life than just a job.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's one thing I'll tell you about. Like, I love America, but as Americans, we're so hard pressed and focused on work, we don't enjoy life enough.
True.
You have to enjoy life. That's the only way that made the work. Works.
It's gonna make sense in the
Yeah.
end. If you focus only on work, you're gonna miss out on so much on life. That's why I take like traveling like so serious. Like,
Yeah.
if it's a trip, I'm gonna plan it. Like,
Got to.
I'm gonna go because I feel like you get up and go to work every single day, 5 days, sometimes 6 days a week.
Yep.
You gotta give a little bit of self time.
You just have to take a break sometime, man. You just need like I know, my job personally, I get myself my own TO.
Yeah.
I don't get no PTO. I
a little time off.
I just get a little time off. But it's like sometimes I'm just like, man, I need to take 3 days off.
Yeah.
Like I just got I've been working 6-7 days for a month and a half straight. Mm-hmm. I got to take at least 3 or 4 days off just to not do anything.
Absolutely.
Because it just gets tiring after a while.
And you also gotta get that reset sometimes because if you start getting bored or repetitive of the same thing over and over again, it starts to get frustrating or you feel like you stuck. So sometimes you just need that break, and it don't even got to be like an expensive vacation. It can be something simple that just will help you reset and get situated.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's I'm trying to incorporate that more into my schedule because sometimes my mind is like go 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 go, just keep going, like
Yeah.
don't stop. You're in a rhythm, just keep going. But then I'm like, I know what this eventually leads to. You and get burned out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to actively tell myself more like, hey, listen, all right, you've been going for 2.5 weeks straight. Take a day off.
Yeah,
It's middle
yeah.
of the week. It's a slow day. There's no I'll go out to work sometimes. It'll be slow. I'm not making a lot of money. I'm like, okay, listen, take the rest of the day off.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'll draw back and then I just take the day off, relax, and I reset for the next day. And that's been helping me out a lot. So yeah, definitely need that rest and relaxation, and got to keep going. Now, as everybody apparently in the family knows, apparently we are the quote unquote alcoholics of the family. I didn't know this, right? Well, but
That's what they saying
that's
about
what
us
they
right
say
now.
about us. I don't understand it. I just like to sip me a little drink for every now and again.
It be necessary.
It is. But with that being said, so I know you like to drink. So what are your top 3 favorite liquors? Brands. Anything like that.
So, number one, we're gonna say to smooth the relaxation is always gonna be Johnny Walker.
Got to.
Blue is the preferred, but we know that gets a little pricey.
Yeah.
So, I'm okay with a little red and black every now and then just to have a little drink whenever I'm here at the house. So then after that, it's going to be right now, I've been heavy on the Grand Cormino from Kevin Hart. It's smooth, like, especially if it's chilled. I can drink that and be good all day long.
Yeah.
And then my drink of choice, just when I'm at the house, Hornitos. Tequila's always gonna be my go-to.
Yeah.
But Hornitos is that quick, easy, cheap bottle when you just need a little something,
Yeah.
and it's gonna do the thing for you.
It's gonna do the trick. I tell you, that Hornitos is a monster. It does me dirty every time. I had to pull back on it. I say shit. I mean, I remember where was I at? This was when I was in Charlotte. Man, I was just at the house by myself, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna get something to knock the edge off.
Yeah.
I got a little personal bottle. Man, I drank the whole damn thing. I was in the house. I'm like, listen, and as we all know, I can drink.
Absolutely.
This is what I do.
Throw it back.
And I'll tell you, but I drank about half of that little personal. I said, holy shit, I'm hit. I was drinking that Hornitos. I don't know what the type of agave they put in there, but it's special because it'll have you hit.
It definitely will. If you sit and just drink a couple shots of that after about 4 or 5, you start to feel
You
good.
start to feel it quick. And
Real good.
I was sitting there like, man. But yeah, definitely. And you said the Johnny Walker, of course. That's one of our shared favorites.
Yes.
I've drunk almost every one except for the they have one that's called the green.
I haven't had that one.
Haven't had the green. I haven't had the and what's the other one? The platinum.
I've had the platinum.
I've never had the platinum.
Platinum's real smooth.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there ain't nothing like that Blue Label. I remember when I first moved into the house, your daddy had bought me housewarming gift, and it was the bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label. And I had that forever. And that was just a sip on, because you don't need nothing but a little ice, couple cubes of ice.
Oh shit.
I don't even need no ginger ale, no Coke, no nothing, just that, and you good.
Shit, I just drink it neat. I pour it straight. But see, so I still have mine my dad actually bought me one for my graduation.
Okay.
My college graduation. And man, I tell you, I still have that bottle. I pull it out only on celebrations.
Yep.
That's the only time I take any sip from it. So I still got about a third of it left in there. And, so I'm saving it, man. Every time I drink it, it tastes better because it's aging.
So you know now at the ABC store you can get the little personal bottles
The
of
personals
it, and
of
they
it,
like
yeah.
$20. So every now and then I pick me a few of them
Yeah.
just to have them chilling here at the house.
Yep, just that way you don't have to tap the bottle. You can just pour you up that little personal and then
Yep,
let it do
and
the
that's
trick.
all you need.
Shh, that thing's strong, man. I remember. Oh God, this is my past birthday on my 25th.
Okay.
We're at the casino. It was me, my dad, Dylan, and my friend Jason. And my friend Jason, he's out there playing the slots or whatever. Me and my dad are in there. We're at the bar, and he was like, "Yo, son, you want a shot?" I said, "Yeah, sure, man." I was like, so I'm thinking, I'm gonna get one of these wolves. He said, "Hey, get you one of them Johnny shots." I said, "You sure?" He said, "Yeah," cause and the dude, he's actually a real cool dude named Timmy. He worked behind the bar at the casino.
Okay.
He let's just say his hand is very graceful.
That's the best kind.
That's the best kind. He don't play around with it. Man, so really, he poured us about a 2.5 for the one. I mean, it's $20 shot. So I mean, I appreciate you.
Yeah,
looking
thank
out.
you.
So he poured us a good shot, and like I sipped on mine for a little bit, then I end up shooting the rest of it. My dad, he don't like Johnny Walker. I don't know why. He's like, I just don't like this shit, son. I tried to drink it with you for your birthday, but anyway. So he hands me his shot. It had Johnny has sometimes a delayed effect, especially if you've been drinking other liquors.
Yep.
It had a delayed effect, and I'm not thinking in my mind because I'm already drunk at this point. I'm like, oh shit, I'll be good. Boop, I threw his back too. It couldn't have been no later than 30 minutes. I'm sitting at a slot machine. My head is looking down at the ground,
Slumped.
and I'm slumped. Dylan them went over there. He said, "Hey," I look up. I said, "What the hell is that?" He said, "It's time to go to the room." I said, "Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
time
is.
to
It's
tap
that
out."
time." So I had to tap out after that one. But yeah, man, that Johnny's no joke.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Well, with that being said, guys, we're about to take a music break. For those who this is your first time tuning into the channel, essentially how it goes is if you're undiscovered, underrated music talent, and that doesn't matter what genre, it can be rock and roll, R&B, blue, I don't care. If you have good music and you want your music pushed or you want your music promoted for free, of course, that's part of why I made this podcast. Send it in to this email, JAMMIEONEIL2@gmail.com. Send in your music, send in your name, and then just send in a quick description of what the song's about, so I can get a feel for it while I listen. I pick the best song every week, and it'll be the feature song for my next week's podcast.
That's dope.
Absolutely. Now, with that, without further ado, this week's song is by a group that we know all too well, by the name of LPG. Shout out to my uncle and my cousins. That's our family.
Hey.
And the song title is Ricky Bobby. So I hope you enjoy it. And this is Ricky Bobby by L.P.G.
Loud back. Sometimes this shit get shaky. Sometimes this shit get shaky, sometimes this shit get rocky. I mash on the gas like I'm Ricky fucking Bobby. Sometimes this shit get shaky, sometimes this shit get rocky. I mash on the gas like I'm Ricky fucking Bobby. 16 shot me to my fucking core. My mama woke me up saying that my brother was no more. Heart still bruised, feel the soreness from the tears that my eyes cried. Felt like 100 years. At 19, my father dropped off, had a heart attack and said he was gone. I still remember my uncle's call. I told my mama watch the scream running through the house. Tears running, I couldn't stop them coming now. Man, I feel no pain. This shit gon' get so shaky. They try to fucking bring me, but I swear they cannot take me. I know the Lord got me. I know Allah got me. And any guy you wanna say, I know he got my body. I'm running to the paper, swear I'll never stop the chase. Man, these suckers out here ratting, boy, it is a rat race. I'm always on my mission. I'm always on my mission. I feel like Bill Clinton, I just need a damn mistress. Sometimes this shit get shaky. Sometimes this shit get rocky. I mash on the gas like I'm Ricky fucking Bobby. Sometimes this shit get shaky. Sometimes this shit get rocky. I mash on the gas like I'm Ricky fucking Bobby. I can't slow down and where I'm finna hide, cause the pain inside, nigga, everywhere I ride. Lost my nana and my cousin in 2 weeks. I really miss my uncle, talking to him in my dreams. Hate when me and Pop don't speak. Hugging Aubrey yesterday and she was kissing on my face until she burst out in a stream. But I know that she'll be okay. She just need a diaper change. The chick I used to love, I got the text, she got engaged. I sent the text, congratulations. She said, you still at the paper? I'm 95 in the 55. Petty speed racing straight to the cake. I see the finish line. I know I never quit. I never say never, so just know I never quit. Sometimes this shit get shaky. Sometimes this shit get rocky. I mash on the gas like I'm Ricky fucking Bobby. Sometimes this shit get shaky. Sometimes this shit get rocky. I mash on the gas like I'm Ricky fucking Bobby. Sometimes this shit get shaky. Sometimes this shit get rocky. I mash on the gas like I'm Ricky fucking Bobby. Sometimes this shit get shaky. Sometimes this shit get rocky. I mash on the gas like I'm Ricky fucking Bobby.
Yeah. And again, that was L.P.G. Ricky Bobby on every streaming platform. However you listen to music, it's out there. Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, YouTube, the works. Yes. With that being said, we're gonna get right back into it.
All right, let's do it, Jay.
All right, Dave. The first one, we talked about the more professional side, the more career-oriented side, things of that sort. Now we're gonna get a little more personal.
All right.
Are you currently looking to be in a relationship, or are you currently in one?
Oh.
Why or why not?
Okay, let's be real. It depends on the day of the week.
Yeah.
I got this one man in my life. He's been in my life for a really long time, but we just can't really seem to get it together.
Yeah.
And it's been a struggle. But at the end of the day, we both respect each other. We know what we got. We, keep it 100. And probably at the end of the day, that's probably going to be my forever person.
No doubt.
I can definitely see that. But we just both in different places in life. And we've got to actually make it work so we can make it work. Simple as that. But, I'll be the first one to say, and I always put the disclaimer, not all, but men are trash. This day and age, they difficult. And I've grew up around the men in my family, and we all know how they are. So I feel like I'm one of those people that can spot bullshit from a mile away. I'm like, I done seen that before. Or, don't. And I'm also a little high maintenance or very... If I can push it out, I feel like you should be able to push it out too.
Right.
I'm one of them ones that if you can spend it, I can spend it. So I've been needing somebody to be on my level, and it's been really hard to find that. I ran into a guy recently, and he had 5-6 kids. And for me, baby, you can't do nothing for me with 5-6 kids.
5-6 kids is rough. It's rough. It's like one. All right, we
could talk about that.
Talk about one, but because you got to also think about it like this, and this is where I'm just into that stride right now.
Yeah.
To where I'm realizing man, if I bring this woman into my world and she got a kid, I got to bring that kid into my world too.
Exactly.
It's not just me. So 5, 6 kids, they're gonna be calling you stepmom and mom, and then wanting you gonna have to do things.
You gonna have to do for them, and that's a lot when you have none.
Absolutely.
When you have none,
going from none to 6 is like.
And like, I don't even think he a really bad guy. Like, I think he probably a really good person. But for me, that's just not a type of place in life where I could see myself being with somebody with that many kids. Like, because my expectations is because the family that I have, like, I'm going to force you to be there for your kids. Like,
right.
I'm going to make sure you put them first.
You have to.
And with that being said, though, when you have that many kids, even if you have 2 or 3, like, it becomes hard for you as the person in that relationship just because you got to think about birthdays, holidays, Father's Day, all this stuff that you got to include in that because that's their kids.
Exactly.
And you can't just not do, like, if it's their birthday, you got to be there for that. Like, and then also it's hard, like, when you're planning vacations or you're planning to do stuff, if a kid gets sick, you got to scratch what you was about to do.
You got to go, you got to look at, because, I mean, that's part of your
that's their
responsibility.
kid. So, like, what you going to do about that? And I know that's probably doesn't happen that often, but I'm also very, like, spoiled and needy. I grew up spoiled, and I'd be the first one to admit it. Like, people like, you spoiled. I know. I ain't even about to lie.
At least you can admit that, though, because there's some women, they won't admit that, and then they'll send you through the whole, but I'm like, but you're spoiled needy. But I'm not spoiled needy. I'm like, yes, you are. I'm telling you, I know it. I've seen it. You are. Just be honest about it.
Exactly.
Be honest before. And I mean, if you're transparent before, you get into a relationship, if you get into a relationship with somebody and that's, who they are, you can't say nothing about it because you knew what it was when you signed up.
Yeah.
So,
but,
it's there.
So I would say relationship at the moment, no. But it definitely is a possibility, and it's definitely, I'm in a place where somebody loves me and I love them. And eventually we're gonna figure it out and make it work. But, at the current moment, we ain't always seeing eye to eye.
Yeah. I understand. I've been in a similar situation to that. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it just, it's like no one does anything wrong. You can't, that's just stuff that comes up in the way, and you just can't, you make it work in the moment. But I listen to what the old heads say. If it's right, it'll come around in time.
That part. That's what I be like. That's why I don't be putting no pressure on it. I don't be putting that out there like I'm forcing it, because that's when shit start falling apart. Whether you trying to force it or you make them do something, or it just becomes too much. So that's why I try to just let it flow. When we see each other, we see each other. When we good. And if we not, I ain't about to be stressing about it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, a great answer. Now we went from what, are you looking for a relationship? Are you currently in one? To the next question is, what's your no-goes when someone's trying to date you? What is a no-go? Like let's say we call them a red flag.
Yes, red flag.
What's a few red flags you got with people?
First and foremost is multiple kids and multiple baby mamas. Like, let's clear the air on that. Like, there's nothing appealing about a man who got 3, 4 kids and 3, 4 baby mamas. I don't care if you do take care of them. You're supposed to. Like, that's your job.
That's what you do. Yeah,
but
exactly.
the multiples and expecting me to just be okay with it, because just like we was talking about, when you think about the kids, you got to think the kids, they got a mama somewhere. So you got to deal with that as well. And when you got multiple of them, and they may be bitter, or they may just be in a good place and don't care, but that's still another person you got to think about.
Exactly.
And so definitely the multiple kids is a no-go. And you know me, I'm the sneakers.
Yeah.
I'm a sneakerhead. I love sneakers, and that's the first thing I'm going to look about. So, your shoe game got to be on point, and they got to be clean. They ain't got to be nothing expensive or anything like that, but you got to be on point with that. And I would also say you've got to at least know where you're going in life. Like, you don't have to be rich in a perfect place with 4 or 5 businesses, the head of a CEO of a company. Like, you don't got to be there, but you at least got to be in a good place in life. Like, I don't need nobody starting over or trying to get it together, or because that's not where I'm at. Yeah, and that's just not where I'm at. And it's just not fair to expect someone to be okay while you're getting yourself together. Like, for some people it works, and I applaud that if you can handle that. But for me, I feel like you got to kind of be in a place where I'm at, like financial wise, mentally, like whatever that may look like for you. No, you don't have to be like this successful rich man, but you gotta have your life in some type of order.
Yeah, I understand.
And I would say probably the last one is you gotta be family oriented. You gotta be able.
Big. That's a big one.
You got to, like, not to say some people really just are in a place where they don't have family, and that's fine because everybody's life is different. But you got to be willing to be around mine.
Yeah.
And if you can't be around mine, it's not gonna work.
Because you're going to have to see us. We're going to be there.
We're
at
gonna
all
be
the
together.
functions.
All the functions, all the
cookouts, so
holidays.
You're going to have to be around the family.
So, you know, you got to be able to be in a place where you can be comfortable. Because we know our family give people hell, but at the end of the day, they love people. Like, if you're a good person, they're going to pick up on that. Now, if you're a bad person, a shitty person, they're going to pick up on that too.
Quick.
But if you're a good person and they going to love you and give you open arms and going to, you know, respect you and be there. So you got to be able to fit in with the bunch.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's probably the biggest one for me too, because I'm like, listen, it don't matter how great you are, like if you can't be around the family love, it's gonna strain the relationship.
Yeah,
it's gonna strain a lot. Because I'm telling you, I'm not just gonna be going to your families all the time. You gonna have to pop over here now. We might split one day, or you have a cookout or something.
Split it up.
There, but I'm not. Listen, I'm gonna be over here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And with that, but like you want somebody who wants to be around family, because
Exactly.
family, like, they gonna have your back. Like, somebody gonna know somebody that knows something that can help you with something, or somebody gonna be able to give you something, you know, some knowledge or wisdom, or be there for you. So being around them is just gonna make life better. So you got to be willing to have that part of you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and also look at it like this. If you can't be around a family your family, how the hell you gonna build a family? That doesn't make sense.
That
to
makes
me.
no sense.
You can't build a family if you don't know how to be around your own family. You know,
Exactly.
it's gonna be a strain there. So, yeah, and that's a huge one. Day, what is one or is your favorite memory of us in anything in life?
Anything in life. Wow. I would say probably the most recent ones would be now that we're older.
Yeah.
And we're getting to actually do stuff together. I don't have like a specific memory. But definitely now that we're older and we're getting to know more about each other and explore more. And when you come down for the cookouts, like, it's always dope because you stay here, you down to hang out, to drink, to eat, to do whatever. You always gonna be comfortable and chill. So I would say probably the most recent now is like all the cookouts and us being here together.
Yes, and that's another thing too, because it's like when you're young, it's like, and we have a not crazy huge, but it is a good couple year age gap.
Yeah.
And it's like, so growing up, it was like I'm younger, you was older, but now it's like we're all kind of grown now.
Yeah.
So we're in that space where it's like we can all operate and we all can understand each other from a similar level.
Yeah.
So it makes like I said, coming down around the family a lot funner. Just being around the family is fun in general.
That far.
So yeah.
And we definitely turned into as they say, the drunk auntie and uncles.
I guess I'm the drunk uncle.
And I'm drunk, but I'm okay with that because we have fun.
I
Like,
have a great time every time.
we have fun. We definitely do know our limits for the most part.
Absolutely.
And we've learned how to handle that. But when we're here at the house, there is no limits because we're here at the house.
We're here at the house. We're at the house for a reason. I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's something though. That's real big though, because when especially like being in college, that's just a part of the culture. You don't think about stuff. You just go have a good time. You party. But hell, I mean, in these last 3.5 years, I've been like, hey, listen, I'm not 21 anymore. I can't go as hard as I used to. Hell, I don't hardly listen. And people be like, hey man, I know you be drinking a lot. I'm like, listen, I don't really drink a lot. I only drink when I'm out on social events or when I'm at cookouts.
Yep,
I can't
that's
go.
it.
Might have a little sip after work if it's been a long day, but I'm not going hard.
I'm not throwing them back
Yeah, I
like
can't-
we're doing when
I
we're with the family at a
yeah.
cookout or something like that.
I can't go that hard. My body can't take it.
Definitely. I do that one time. You used to do that, like, start on Thursday and party Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh my God.
Like, now, I got one good day.
I got a strong day in me.
That's it.
If it's like today, like we kind of turned it up a little bit last night, but we didn't go crazy.
Yeah.
Tonight, shout out Aunt Monica.
Woo-hoo! Happy birthday, Ma.
Happy birthday. Yeah. It's my Aunt Monica's 25th birthday. And so we're gonna turn it up a little bit tonight. So, but it's like, it's for a family occasion, so we
Yeah.
can do that, but we're going to, of course, do it in a safe way. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's definitely some of my more favorite memories.
I would say,
recently.
what's your favorite memory, or do you have one?
Favorite memory? This is actually you probably don't even know, and I don't know why I just remembered, but I think it's because you was real nice about it. No, when I was a kid, I was a little rough.
Yeah.
I was a little rough around the edges as a
You're
kid.
just a little bit.
Yeah, but it was just, we grew up in our family. Hell, you got to be kind
You
of.
gotta be.
But you took me to Chick-fil-A to get some ice cream. I don't know why I remember that. I don't know why that's a fond memory of me, but I was like, Cuz took me to Chick-fil-A to get some ice cream. No one else wanted to take me, but she took me to Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah.
I've never forgot that. I don't know why that sticks in my head. I might have been like 5 or 6, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's the one. But
All right.
Yeah, that's the one that pops out to me. And then, of course, the recent memories of the cookouts and just having a good time and everything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I have to say getting a cup of ice cream from Chick-fil-A
That's what's up.
was mine. That's dope. All right, well, Dave, really, that's it. Short,
Okay.
quick, to the point. We got one more question we're gonna round it out with. Just anything else in your life. Let the people know what's going on.
What's going on?
Any extra thoughts you have, just let them know it.
I appreciate you today.
Yeah.
This was cool. I like this. I can't wait till we do like the family one. That's definitely gonna be dope.
That one's gonna be fun.
But what's going on? Let's say, life is good. Let's leave it. Life is good. I'm very proud of myself. I have, made it through the craziness. We talked about work, and I've overcome a lot of stuff there. To now I'm being here in Raleigh. I've been in Raleigh 13 years, I think.
Yeah.
It was never like a place that I thought was gonna be forever, but here we are rocking it out. But no, everything's good. We're definitely gonna have a good holidays coming up.
Absolutely. Christmas Eve party gonna be lit.
Yeah, as always it is with the family. And y'all make sure y'all tune into all the podcasts with Jay.
Yeah,
I look forward. I like listening to him. I used to listen to him like on my lunch break or on my way home from work or something like that. So this is definitely dope. And I hope that you have like the success and get endorsements and get to make this like the real time job so we can, get some famous people on here or something like that.
I just want to get some money coming in here. So
Absolutely.
So I got this thing rolling. So let's go. Then this is my little closing. If Underdog Fantasy or Prize Picks, here's this. Endorse me, because we do talk about sports on my Dirty 30 channel, and if you want me to talk more about sports, I can even send you in some of my picks, because I damn near play every day. Send some of them endorsements. Let's get some things rolling.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Well, with that being said, guys, this is Day's episode on the We Keep It Dirty podcast. Day, again, thank you for tapping in with me and
No doubt.
just being a great guest.
All right. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. And with that being said, y'all, happy holiday season to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, happy Christmas, happy New Year's and everything. I'll tell you again in the next couple episodes, but, just tell your family you love them. You got anybody in your family, hold them tight, because you never know how long you got them, and just love people. With that being said, we're out. Peace.
Peace.
Dirty's in the air, boy. Don't be scared. We be that dirty. We be that dirty. We be that dirty.